Hi everyone, welcome back. This is Emily with Flat Branch Home Loans, and today Bobby and I have a guest speaker with us. His name is Russel Keller. He is from the Credit Law Center, and he's going to talk to us about everything credit. We are super excited to have him here, and so I'm going to give him a little bit to introduce himself, and then we'll get into some questions.
Hello, I'm Russel Keller with the Credit Law Center. We are an attorney-based credit repair company, a pay-for deletion company where you only pay for what we make go away.
Awesome. Well, we are glad you're here today. So what can you tell us about credit, Russell? Like, what would be the main focus of somebody coming to you and maybe having some issues with their credit?
Well, one of the things we like to do is divide things up when we talk with them. Oftentimes that first phone call can be 30 minutes to an hour because we're going into some good detail on their credit report, whether it's original creditors, whether their credit card balances are too high, whether they have collections, charge-offs, repossessions. We have to deal with each of those items a little bit differently.
Awesome. And, one of the big things that when me as a lender, that when I pull somebody's credit, obviously we have installment loans, we have revolving credit cards, that sort of thing. What is your big advice about credit cards?
Well, a lot of people really don't understand how credit cards affect their credit score. There's a lot of bad information out there. And you probably have seen on the internet a number of times, and with probably many loan officers, certainly not Emily, they may tell you that if your balance is 30% or less of your limit, you're fine. That's not quite correct. Actually, the way that works is 30% of your credit score comes from how you manage balances on credit cards. So that being the case, when you distill the math down, though I can't promise or guarantee a specific score increase, federal law doesn't let me do that, but that could be as much as 150 points at play. Nobody's going to get all 150, but if you were to pick up an extra 30, 40, 50 points by managing those credit cards correctly, or optimally might be the better word to use, then you can probably pick up some nice score. That would affect your score, and let's face it, Emily, if somebody has 50 points more, that can be a make or break or a big difference in interest rate, couldn't it?
Absolutely.
And so that brings up the question, what is the proper balance to have on your credit cards? Yeah. And that certainly should be below 10%, and the number above all numbers is 1%.
Awesome. That's good stuff to know, because I think you're correct with a lot of people think that it's more than that, and if they have, they can have their balance higher versus their credit limit, and that's just not the case. So, great information there. So, what is the difference? So, if somebody's applying for a mortgage, what is the difference with the mortgage credit score and all those little numbers we see, the FICOs, what we're kind of looking at?
Well, first of all, FICO has 49 different scoring models. And that's why you get a different score when you go to an auto dealer and talk to the F&I person versus you go to your mortgage loan officer. They are different scores. They're weighted in different ways because they are focusing on different things. With housing, they're interested in how you're paying on housing. With an auto loan, they're interested on how you pay on your car loans. So those scores are appropriate for what they do. But if people are using some of the monitoring services and they're getting a Vantage score, which is very typical for a monitoring service, that they're going to have a Vantage score, and that's an entirely different scoring system. And to be honest with you, between the mortgage score and the Vantage one that you pick up on one of the monitoring services, the mortgage score is almost always going to be 20 to 40 points below the Vantage score. So to think that you've got a 650 with Vantage score, you could be a 610. Wow. Or even a little less. That's why they come to you and tell you that I've got a 640, I'm good. Well, maybe not.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's great information. Well, we are going to cut this one off today, but join us back next week because Russell's going to talk to us some more about some other credit things and maybe things that you're just not aware of when you go to apply for a home loan, and then when the mortgage loan officer, such as me, would give you a call and go over things on your credit. We'll see you all next week.